Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Recently, I was contacted by Stack Gear Tools. In fact, the president of Stack Gear Tools, Mr. A.V. Goldstein. And Mr. Goldstein contacted me and asked me if I would be interested in reviewing some of their products. Most importantly, the one I wanted to review was the Swiss Clip. They also included their Kydex sheet for the Leatherman Wave and Leatherman Wave Plus. But to my great surprise, the one thing that they added in there that they didn't mention beforehand is they included the Victorinox Fieldmaster. This is a knife that I find myself liking very, very much. And I'm going to leave a link to their website in the bottom. Now, Stack Gear Tools has quite a few kind of cool things. They have tactical pins, knives, Kydex sheaths, auto rescue tools, first aid kits, as well as some other stuff. But the Swiss Clip is the one that I really wanted to try out because it's a unique product that finally allows a pocket clip to be incorporated onto some of the Victorinox medium size knives. And that's a video that we're going to be getting to next. And then we're also going to try out the Kydex multi-tool sheath for the Leatherman Wave and Leatherman Wave Plus. But first, today we are going to talk about the Victorinox Fieldmaster. Let's take a walk around the Fieldmaster. Actually, I recently purchased the Evo Grip and the Evolution 18, which I thought were going to fit the bill for me. But unfortunately, I really don't like the scissors that come with the Wenger style scissors that came with the Evo Grip and the Evolution. I find myself liking this knife a lot because this is very similar to the Evolution 18. So the first thing that we're going to look at is their knife blade. And the Victorinox knife blade, this is a 91mm frame. So the Victorinox knife blade comes with a 60mm knife, or about 2 3/8 of an inch for us here in the U.S. It's a pretty good knife blade, for the overall length. And a lot of people are really familiar with Victorinox knives. They use a slightly softer steel than what you're going to find in stuff like a Leatherman product. But the benefit to them is because they have a little bit higher gloss finish, a little bit more chromium content, they are less apt to rust, and they operate very smoothly. Now, one of the big benefits to something like a Victorinox knife is, for a lot of people, is that they're slip joint instead of locking. In a lot of places, knife laws are such that you just cannot have a locking blade. In even parts of places here in the U.S., like in schools or something like that, you cannot have a locking blade. So that's very appealing for Victorinox knives. And Victorinox has been around for years, 100 years, and plus, like 125 years or something. They're fantastic products that they build. Now, the one thing that I wish I could change, and there's only one thing that I wish I could change on this knife, is they have the little pin blade. And the little pin blade is a 36mm blade, or about 1 7/16 inches. I'm kind of big on personal care in a pocket knife. I would like to have the ability to have something that a nail cleaner and a nail file, and that is really what drew me to the Evolution. This is the Evolution 18, which is really similar in styling and tools to the Fieldmaster. But what they include instead of the pin blade is a little nail file and nail cleaner. That's the one thing that I wish they would incorporate into the Fieldmaster. I think it would be almost perfect for me. Now, moving on. The next thing that we're going to look at is a saw blade. And Victorinox has awesome saws. They really do. They're not quite on par with Leatherman. I personally think that the Leatherman saw is just a touch better, but there's nothing to complain about with a Victorinox saw. And these things, the cut, just awesome. They really do function well. The next tool that we're going to be looking at is something that's incredibly important to most people, and that is the scissors. And these come with a very large set of scissors. I like the size of the scissors in the medium duty or the medium size Victorinox knives. I think they're just perfect EDC scissors for their size capability. I've actually been looking for a knife that was a little less layered, maybe a 2-layer knife that would incorporate these. and I'm still looking for the right one, but the Fieldmaster is really nice. It really is. And I love the Victorinox scissors. Victorinox probably makes the best scissors out there. They're even better than anything that Leatherman puts out, with the exception of the Surge. The Surge has some really, really good scissors, but Victorinox really sets the bar when it comes to scissors. Now, on the next item that we have is a 3 combination tool. This is going to be their flat screwdriver. I guess a 4, possibly, because it would also work as a light duty pry tool. So you have your screwdriver, your larger screwdriver, bottle cap lifter, the wire bender, which I personally don't know how to use that. And if somebody has experience using a wire bender, I would think that pliers would be better for wire bending task. But then again, you know, in this type of knife, you don't have a set of pliers, so you would need some kind of ability to bend wire on those rare occasions. Now, one thing that I like over something like the Evolution, when you press it in, it actually has a locking mechanism. So as you press it in, or you're tightening onto a fastener, it locks in place and won't fold up on you. Where on the Fieldmaster and other Victorinox style knives, they do not have that feature. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you're using this as a screwdriver function, and it can possibly double over on you. The slip joint on there is actually pretty strong though, so it's not bad. I would prefer that they had that mechanism that allows it to lock in place though. On the other side, we have our mini screwdriver on the tip, and then the Victorinox can opener. And Victorinox can openers work great. I actually prefer the Leatherman Eagle Claw can opener just a little bit more than the Victorinox, but there's nothing to complain about this. This thing is incredibly sharp and works incredibly well. Now, on the opposite side, one of the reasons that I kind of gravitate towards this type of knife is that for us here in the US, or for me in particular, I don't necessarily like the corkscrew. And I know the corkscrew has a lot of different features, and the ability to add a little micro driver to it that a lot of people find useful as well. I personally prefer that it has a Phillips driver like this one does. Now, Phillips driver obviously on these Victorinox knives is not locking, but it does allow you to put it in this T-handle, you know, because it folds into the center like that, and so you're able to get a lot of torque on these. And they put a very nice number 2 Phillips screwdriver on there as well. One thing to note also is that in this handle they include the spot to add a little straight pin to it, which is something that I like as well. The next tool is the parcel hook, or the all-purpose hook. I haven't had a lot of use out of this one yet in other Victorinox knives, but I can definitely see a time and a place where that would come in handy. I like this better on the Victorinox knives than I do on the Victorinox multi-tools, because they incorporate it folds out into the middle where you're able to grab it in a T-handle fashion, and I think that's more feasible to use it in that fashion for something like that little parcel hook, as opposed to having out on the end of a tool like they have to do in the Swiss tool and the Spirit X. So that is a nice feature as well. The last tool on the back side is going to be the awl, and the awls on Victorinox products are really good. Also comes with the sewing eyelet, has the relief here makes a great reaming tool, and the cut edge for the awl itself. So this is a very good awl. It's one of the best awls out there on any kind of multi-tool or multi-knife. Now, in the handle, you also get a couple of other features that are known to Victorinox. They're tweezers, which everybody can understand the benefit of a good pair of tweezers. And on the other side is their toothpick, and their toothpick, obviously you can get those in replacement packs as well. I like the way some multi-tools kind of try to put a toothpick on the outside. I like it in a Victorinox style because first of all, it's kept away from the other tools, and you know, it's just not getting filled up with gunk. And then they're plastic, they're easy to clean and sanitize again, and when they wear out, you can get replacements very cheaply. So all features that I like about the Victorinox knife. Now, they also come with the little key ring hook, so if you have the ability to put a little lanyard on it or carry it on a keychain. But I think this knife is a little bit heavy to be using it like that. Now, the reason that I as I mentioned before, the one thing that they were going to send me was the Swiss clip, and I cannot wait to try the Swiss clip on this particular knife because I think it's going to work out just great. Now, this knife weighs in at 99 grams or 3.5 ounces. That is a fantastic weight for an EDC knife. I think that the Fieldmaster is, like I said, I bought the Evolution thinking that was going to fit the bill for me. I ended up not liking the scissors very much. And I think that this one is actually going to work better. It's almost identical, has one extra tool, includes the parcel hook, which the Evolution 18 does not. So I can't wait to try this out. This is the Victorinox Fieldmaster, an EDC knife that I think everybody should consider carrying because I like the tool set. I like that it's not over bulky when you're getting into some of these larger Victorinox knives. You can get in like the Swiss Champ, and I think the Swiss Champ is a great knife. I just think it's too big to carry in the pocket or to carry as an EDC. Now, I know a lot of people do, but I prefer the 3 and 4 layer Victorinox knives because I think that they make really good EDC, not overbearing in the pocket. I just like them better. This has been a look at the Victorinox Fieldmaster. Hope you enjoyed. Please hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.